Twitter, social media network, and Trump's longest-serving press secretary. On a normal day, it's a place where people can share ideas with each other while also getting yelled at by neo-Nazis. But yesterday was not a normal day.
Today, Twitter is scrambling to recover from one of the biggest security breaches in internet history after Bitcoin scammers apparently compromised some of the platform's highest profile accounts for hours Wednesday, targeting companies like Uber and Apple and wealthy public figures like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos, even former President Barack Obama and former Vice President Joe Biden. Many of the hijacked accounts posting similar language, inviting users to submit Bitcoin payments to a single account, promising to double their money. Several hundred people quickly responded, sending in tens of thousands of dollars. Twitter revealing the hack was a coordinated social engineering attack by people who successfully targeted some of our employees with access to internal systems and tools. Twitter also confirming they prevented some verified accounts from tweeting Wednesday evening as they investigated the attack.
That's right. Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Kim Kardashian. Yo, if you were famous, there was a good chance you were hacked on Twitter yesterday. Now, for some reason, the hackers missed my account, which makes no sense because I'm famous, but whatever. It's probably like a second round or something. I don't care. So, Twitter released a statement saying that luckily the president's Twitter account was not hacked. But how would they know? I mean, this is the same guy who tweets about beans, Iran, and the Confederacy in the span of 10 minutes. He pre-hacks himself. The only way you'd know if a hacker got Trump is if the spelling was correct. Guys, Trump spelled coronavirus right. I think he got hacked. So, in response to the hack, Twitter actually disabled tweets from anyone with a verified account. Yeah, blue check mark, couldn't tweet. And I gotta be honest, as someone who has a verified account, because I'm famous, remember? It was hard not being able to post for a few hours yesterday, and I had to resort to some drastic measures. At Anna Kendrick, I have a great voice, and I would love to be in the next Trolls movie.
At Trevor Noah, I told you to leave me alone. Blocked and reported.
At Anna Kendrick, thanks so much for responding. Big fan. Moving on to some political news. Last week, Kanye West, hip-hop superstar and permanent resident on everyone's prayer list, announced that he was running for president. And then a few days later, one of his advisors said actually he's not running for president. But now, maybe he is.
Kanye West's unconventional presidential bid is showing signs of life. Oklahoma officials confirming that he will appear on the November general election ballot. Now, the group called Kanye 2020 filed the first federal election forms for West's candidacy.
Okay, I'm sorry, this is just crazy. Kanye West is actually running for president? I mean, I guess he reversed his position on whether one man should have all that power. Now, a lot of people are worried that Kanye will be a spoiler for Joe Biden. But I don't know, man. Think about it. Who is Kanye West? He's a man who goes on long, unintelligible rants, constantly flip-flops on his positions, brags about the size of his penis. I mean, if anything, Kanye is Trump, but with better beats. And I mean, this all goes to show you how much things can change. Who would have thought 10 years ago that one day you'd be thinking, okay, man, I'm scared that Kanye could become president, but at least Kim Kardashian will be there to bring some seriousness to the White House. But let's move on to someone even less qualified to be president than Kanye. Donald J. Trump. Most polls now show him losing badly to Democratic nominee and Sunglass Hut Platinum member Joe Biden. And yesterday, Trump took a big step to try and stop the bleeding.
Breaking news in Washington, where President Trump announced a shakeup in his re-election team.
With less than 4 months until Election Day, President Trump is announcing a major change to his re-election team. The president demoted longtime manager Brad Parscale. It comes amid a string of botched efforts to reboot his campaign amid the ongoing pandemic, including his June rally in Tulsa, where only a third of the arena was filled. Trump promoted the deputy campaign manager, Bill Stepien, to the new role of manager. Parscale will stay on the team. Sources say he was informed of the change by the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel bad for this guy. Not only did he get fired, but he got fired by Jared Kushner. Like, what was that conversation like?
We have to let you go because you're just not succeeding in your job. Now, if you'll excuse me,
I have to get back to solving the Middle East. It's almost worse that he's also still part of the campaign team, right? Think about that, staying on the team when you've been demoted. It's like your wife leaving you, but then saying you're welcome to live with her and her new boyfriend. Oh, you can watch, baby. And you know what, if you ask me, this guy's not the problem here, man. He's a scapegoat. Donald Trump's campaign isn't struggling because of his campaign manager. It's struggling because Donald Trump is the candidate. What's a new campaign manager gonna do? He's gonna say, our campaign needs a consistent message. And then Trump will be like, you got it. I'm gonna do a photo of myself in a bathtub covered in Goya beans. So much Goya. Goya, Goya, Goya all over my body. So condolences to Brad Pascal. But you should be really proud of yourself, man. Because at this point, getting out of the Trump campaign without getting into prison, that's an achievement. In other news, as coronavirus continues to rage across the country, more people are finally learning the importance of wearing face masks. Walmart and other major chains have announced that people must wear masks in their stores. It is mandatory. And the governor of Alabama issued a statewide mask mandate. But unfortunately, some people are still standing firm against science.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp is banning local governments from mandating masks despite a sharp spike in cases in his state.
He extended his public health declaration to include banning 15 cities and counties from ordering people to wear a face mask in public.
We can have all this guidance and everything else, but if people won't follow it and do the right thing, then it doesn't really matter.
Okay, hold up. This governor is saying, why even have laws? People aren't going to follow them anyway? My man, we're already living through outbreak. I'm not trying to add the purge. I don't even get what the hang up is. What are people fighting? Are they fighting tyranny? Is that why they don't want to wear masks? Because you realize the government also makes you wear clothes in public too. That's a thing. Yeah, but I don't see anyone showing up pantsless to Walmart like, these are freedom nuts. Well, that's our show for tonight. But before we go, America is facing a nationwide poll worker shortage. And it's because most poll workers are over 60 and COVID is still in the air, and so understandably, they're not showing up. But fewer poll workers means fewer polling stations are open, and it means there's going to be longer lines, and not everyone can afford to stay and wait in those long lines, especially in communities of color. But the good news is, most poll working is paid. And in some states, you can be as young as 16 to do it. So if you're interested and you have the time, this is your chance to save your granny, protect democracy, and get paid. Sign up at the link below to learn more. Until next week, stay safe out there. And remember, if I ask you for money on social media, send it to me. No, I'm joking. That's never me. I will never ask you for money on social media. I will ask you in person.